Hey guys, this is Teresa from the Blind Spot, and I want to know how you're looking. Guys, the other day, when I was leaving work, I decided to go a totally different way that I haven't been in like a couple of years, maybe. So I said, let me just go this way, because I always turn a certain way, or I turn two certain ways, or 3, 4 different ways, but I never go this way. I had stopped going that way for a long time ago, since there was a new traffic pattern. So on this particular day, I was at the light. I was first at the light. I could have turned and been on my way, but I just decided to go straight. And I was only like a block and a half from my office building. I'm driving, doing whatever I'm doing. This thing is raggedy, y'all. And what did I see? A man laying on the sidewalk. Because first I see a bike. Then I'm like, somebody left their bike. And I'm like, oh no, there's a man laying down. So by the time I passed him, I circled the block. I come all the way around. Keeping in mind, cars passing him, passing. Ain't nobody stopped. So I'm just trying to hurry up, because now I'm like, it's a man. He's like laying there. He's not moving. So I drive around the block. I call my daughter, because she's an RN. A real one, not the ones that, well, we'll get to that in a minute. She's an RN, graduated from HBCU being an RN, not the ones who, out there with the bedroom shoes and the scrubs on continuously. We're not talking about that. When the head, they look like by the head, they look like they're balled up piece of notebook paper that they threw away because it had an F on it. We ain't talking about them. We're talking about registered nurses, with the number. So I called my daughter. She didn't answer the first time. I'm like, damn, she got to answer this phone, because I'm going to need some help. Because nobody is stopping. I circled the block. By the time I get back to the block, I pulled it, because I was flying. I was like, somebody try to stop me. They're going to see why I'm flying. Because I wasn't going to stop. And I get to the man, I saw where he was. I stopped, put my hazard lights on, jumped out of my car. Keep it in mind, y'all, I got on heels. I'm walking. By this time, some dude with 2 people in the back, he see me getting out the car, so he stopped. The man, he is like non-resistant. I mean, I'm talking about responsive. Come on, motorcycle man. Now this asshole behind me, see, I'm letting the motorcycle go and then won't let me get back over. Y'all, excuse me, y'all, but damn. Let's work together, people. Anyway, so I call my daughter. I see her. She running down the street, because she's also still at work. We just leaving work. She running. She digging in. She get down there. I told her, I said, baby, I said, look at this. Assess this situation. She said, Mom, I'm going to have to call 911. Call them then. I said, because as soon as I saw him, when I rolled past him the first time, I said, oh, he is ODing. Because when you've been in the field, you know what it looked like. You know what I'm talking about? So my daughter, she called 911. The guy, he coming over there, he was like trying to wake him up. I'm like, man, he going quick too. And so the girl, the 2 of the girls that came out, one with the balled up piece of hair, and the other one, she was like, give them some water. I'm like, no, you don't supposed to be giving them anything. My daughter, she trying to get them to be quiet, move out the way, because clearly they did not know what they was talking about. Clearly, we called an ambulance. Some dude who was riding by, he was like, that's my dad. He recognized his bike. He pulls it and stops on the side of the street and calls him. And when he called he's like, daddy. The guy, he jumped up like that. But he kind of like went back out, like, I guess because it was a familiar name. And the son, he looked like he could have been like his late 30s maybe, and he was like shocked. He was like about to cry, about in tears, and you could tell it was a trigger for him. He said, because he told my daughter, myself, because by this time the other 3 people had left. He was like, he did this one time when I was a little boy. I was like, oh my God, so this is a lifelong thing he's been going through. with these drugs, y'all. I thought it was heroin, but when the EMT, because I was surrounded. I was like, let me get out of the crowd, and let y'all do y'all job. They were on the scene when the ETM man, one of the guys, he opened up his eyes. He said, "Oh yeah, he OD'd." Y'all, the man's eyes was so dilated, the pupil was so dilated, it was the same size as the dark part, the regular dark part of your eye. They got him on an ambulance and took him away. I was like, oh my God, that was the scariest thing. But while my daughter and myself were there before the ambulance and the fire trucks and everybody got there, he had stopped breathing. He had stopped breathing. He had died right there. Well, I don't know if he had died. He had stopped breathing. Ain't that the same thing? But my daughter said his pulse, it was beating hard, but it was beating like slow. So she was like, yeah. She's like, Mom, I'm glad you went this way and found this man, because nobody stopped. And that's what I want to say. Y'all, where is humanity? I'm like, cars just going past. And it looked like one guy, when I was turning the corner, when I was looping, trying to turn it back around, it looked like some dude bent down and was doing like this. I said, Lord, he done ripped them off, but he ain't gonna never know it until he come back to. If he come back to, the other people was like, don't call the police people. He might have something on him. He gonna go to jail. My daughter like, it ain't gonna matter if he dead. But y'all, where is humanity? Where is common sense, first of all? But where is humanity? I couldn't believe I saw man after man, woman after woman, just riding by. I'm like, I know y'all see this whole man on this with a whole bike on the sidewalk. It was on the sidewalk, so it's not like it was off in the distance. It was like right there. You had to have seen it if you rolled by. People was looking when I was riding by, trying to turn back around because I couldn't make a U because it was people behind me still riding by. I was so upset with people because I'm just like, that's somebody's family member, regardless of what his situation is. Okay, he was ODing. Okay, I get it. But that doesn't mean he's not valuable to somebody. Somebody loves that man. That boy that came, he loved him. He was shook. He was visibly, facially, in his face, you could visibly see that it took him back to when he was a little boy. My daughter, because she also has a psychology degree, and of course, we've been in the field for, mental health for a minute. You know what it is. And he was an older guy. He was like, you can tell the drugs hasn't been whipped his ass. You can tell that look. But he probably was in his 60s. I'm like, man, when is enough going to be enough? I guess when he dead, because addiction is just what it is. Addicted, an addict. You're adding something to your life that you don't need. You're addicted. He was addicted. He's addicted. But I'm so glad that I went that way that day. This was on Wednesday. It was this week. Today is Friday, so a couple days ago. I was so glad that I went that way. And I never go that way. I haven't been that way in a couple years. But that day I was his guardian angel. That man has something else to do. I don't know. Maybe to live another day so another addict could get clean. I don't know. But y'all, if y'all know anybody who is addicted, it don't have to be drugs or alcohol. It could be food. It could be women. It could be porno. It could be, y'all seen the people addicted to eating tissue and all that dumb shit. And I ain't calling it dumb. It's dumb to me. But, that's what people do. There's so many things. And I wish the good old US of A would get this health care done right so people can get health care and get the medication that they need if they really do need it. I'm not telling y'all, see, I got these. I got all these today. See what we got? This is my medicine right here. These are the best. Oh, y'all, if y'all get some pineapples, get this kind. Oh, I promise you won't get another kind. It's only like a couple, like 10 cents more, 20 cents more. I don't know. But it's worth it. It ain't much. But yeah. They need to get this health care right so these people can get the medication and stuff that they need if they need medication. I'm doing other things, you know. You know, it's Friday after all, you know. You're doing stuff. But yeah, y'all, this is a long video. I don't like to do long videos because, you know, I just don't. But yeah, if you know somebody who is an addict or who is addicted to somebody, to us, well, yeah, addicted to somebody too, because you know, folks have a tendency, you know, to act some kind of ways sometimes too. But anyway, y'all, I hope I'm not rambling too bad. I hope I didn't bore you stiff. But yeah. I'm critical in here. I'm super late. But I was just super late. I gotta go. Y'all help people out who need help. That bothered me to see that man on the side of the road. But what bothered me more than anything is that nobody stopped. That bothered me the most. More than his drug addiction. The fact that nobody else was their brother's keeper. I gotta go.